Good morning. It's LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, and we are once again officially inside the Sister Sense Sunday Circle. This is our opportunity as a community to reflect on this week as we prepare for the new one. As I have every single Sunday for the last several months this year, and even I would say as far as into the ending of last year, I've intentionally created a space for us to think about where you are versus where you want to be, and create a space where we could essentially get real and get realistic, right? A lot of times we have these really huge, I call them elephantastic tasks, and they may seem overwhelming, and they may seem like you're never going to get them done. But one thing that I've learned is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So being able to come and reflect and turn all of those huge elephantastic tasks into tiny tasks and micro projects that you can do is basically what I want to be able to encourage, empower, and direct you to do as we check in each week inside the Sunday Circle. So as always, I am going to mosey on over to our Sunday Circle Brain Dump document, the agenda. In a nutshell, when we come together every Sunday, I want us to focus on the TP3, which for me stands for identifying your top priority 3 tasks, right? Because again, there are a lot of things that you could possibly do. What I want you to be able to do is narrow it down to things that really matter to you, that are going to move the needle. So being able to identify your top priority 3 tasks, especially going into the new week. Now, as the Sister Sense Circle is about money marketing and sales, I encourage you to think about my favorite acronym, AHSTS. Always have something to say, always have something to share, and always have something to sell, right? Things that you're strategically putting out there. So every week in the Sunday Circle, we talk about selling as far as making at least one irresistible offer, whether you are proactively producing it or proactively promoting it, right? Number 2, we talk about sharing a message with your audience. One message that can make you money, right? Having something to say. And then, as I mentioned before, number 3, for me, intentionally creating, even if it's just one piece of content that's going to convert those browsers into buyers, right? Those social media scrollers into new followers, email subscribers. You want to be able to consistently work on those 3 things. Having something to say, something to share, and something to sell. Okay? So hopefully today, as we go through all the things that you could possibly do, from that you can pull out your TP3. Now, we are actually a few days away from a new month, and I oftentimes spend the majority of our time together talking about your week-by-week TP3, right? But of course, it's also important for me that you think about going into the new month. What are your top priority 3 tasks for the new month, or going into a new quarter, as well as a new week, right? So think about that as well when we are reflecting on those things that you really desire and want to accomplish in your life and in your business. Specifically, at least 3 things you want to do when it comes to moving into the new week versus the new month. We've got to get clear about those things that matter to you, okay? Now, there are a lot of ways that we can jump into the TP3. One of the things that I always do, let me actually scroll back up real quick, is to talk about friendly reminders, right? Friendly reminders. And the last time we did TP3, for me, it was all about the mid-year reset, right? And thinking about where you were at that point of the year and how you could have your mid-year resolutions set, how you could reconnect to your new year goals and get clear about where you wanted to see yourself by the end of the year. That was kind of the last TP3 month by month, quarter by quarter conversation you had with me. Today, what I want to do is kick off our Sunday Circle talking to you about your next winning season, right? If you feel like you are due for your next winning season, let's talk about how you can work on more, right? Getting more done, making more money, getting more results. Now, I've divided this into kind of like a mini breakdown of sorts so that we can go from your present state to establishing what needs to happen for you to shift and get to where you want to be. And so the first thing that you'll see here is a reminder that your current situation is not your final destination. Good or bad, wherever you are right now, this is right now. This is not forever. So I want you to create a space in your mind and in your heart to embrace the fact that you can and you will enter a new season so long as you are willing to open up yourself to that truth, right? A lot of folks don't. A lot of people don't think they have any opportunities to change or things will not change. And that keeps them in a very stuck, challenging place. And so in order for you to move forward strategically and in order for you to make the most of this Sunday that we are talking about, reflecting on this week, reflecting on this month, getting ready for a new week, getting ready for a new month, the first thing that I want you to do is be conscious of your current situation is not your final destination. Can we agree on that? The present is just that, the present. Fact. You were given this mountain to show others it can be moved. Now, I don't know specifically what's going on in your world, but I know we all have mountains. And whatever your mountain looks like right now, number one, your current situation is not your final destination because you can move that mountain. The sheer fact that you were given it, when you move it, it's to show others that it can be moved. There is nothing that is so insurmountable for you that you cannot get through it. I love the idea that everything is figure-outable, number one, and everything seems impossible until it's done, right? You ever have this insurmountable task in front of you and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where I'm going to get through this or how I'm going to do this until it's done, right? So the fact of the matter is you were given this mountain, whatever that looks like for you, to show others that it can be moved. My desire. We are going to have some fun today because I want to share some of the things that I've been working on as far as working towards my growth goals and being a mirror for you to show you what you can do to work on yours. So the bulk of the Sunday Circle, we talk about your offers, your content, your messaging. But before we get there, to be clear, my desire for you is that the last few months of this year be the plot twist that you've been waiting for. My desire for you is that I can equip you today in some way to open yourself up for your new winning season. In order to do that, we have to talk about your desires. So you can do this quietly before we get into the logistical things of your offers and your messages and your content. I want you to think about your desires. What do you want as far as growth? What do you want as far as recognition, abundance, financial stability, purpose? These are powerful things. We are all unique individuals, and we all want our own version of these things. When you're thinking about growth, what does growth look like for you? What is feeling like you are being seen and being heard and being recognized looks like for you? Feeling like you're in a place of abundance, feeling financially stable, feeling like you are living in your purpose, and you essentially have the three I's, right? You have a space where you are feeling like you have impact, influence, and income to help you continue building on your impact and your influence. I want you to think about that. Write down, what are those things that you really want? I'm gonna do something real quick, right? Because it's tricky. But I want you to first acknowledge what those desires are for yourself, okay? Even if it's just one thing that you desire. Now, as you're thinking about your desires, I also want you to reflect on your limitations. There are things that we want, but hey, if it was just as easy as saying I want something, I desire something, and getting it, the world would be a different place, right? There are limitations. Time, energy, support, your image, your money, your skills, your ideas, fill in the blank, circumstances, things that are limiting you, preventing you from getting to the things that you desire. Can you identify at least one true desire? Can you identify the things that you believe are holding you back from getting that desire? Now, here's where things get tricky. The disconnect. The disconnect. I work with so many women. I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I feel like I've been able to reach hundreds, if not thousands of women who are success-driven, who are looking to make changes, live in their purpose, help other women. You name it, they're looking to do it. And even though we have these big, elephantastic dreams, at the same time, I've seen a lot of women, myself included, get to points where you want everything, but you expect nothing. Think about the things that you desire right now. Are you willing to really and truly dig deep and explore your true desires? Or are you limiting yourself based on circumstance, based on time, based on support? Are you limiting yourself because there's a clear disconnect between what you want and what you expect? I oftentimes tell clients, especially when I have one-on-one calls with clients, you know what's more important than what I tell you in this 30 or 60 minutes? It's what you tell yourself. When you listen back to the things that you've said in this call, to me, that's more important than anything that I could say. Because regardless of what I say, at the end of the day, it's up to you to move you. And sometimes there is a very big disconnect between what you expect is going to happen versus what you want. If we want the last few months of this year to be the plot twist that you've been waiting for to get there, we got to get clear about what your true desires are and how you're going to actually work towards them. Because otherwise, nothing changes if nothing changes. I did this video, you could probably find it on my YouTube channel, and I talked about money. I talked about being a place where a lot of women have money desires but money contradictions. It's like, oh, I want to make more and I want people to spend a lot of money with me, but I don't want to charge more than $5 because nobody's going to buy it for me if it's not more than $5. I mean, I giggle a little bit, but in all honesty, money conversations versus contradictions. It's one of my old videos that I did. You're having conversations with other people or with yourself about what you want, but your actions and your subconscious clearly contradicts that. Whether you feel your circumstance, your support, your time, your energy is preventing you from getting or seeing what you want, there is a disconnect. Now, if you want this new week, this new month, even going into a new quarter to be a new season for you, we have to dig deeper. We've got to get clear about what you really and truly want, number one, and we have to move the blocks, number two. Write it down. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Because at some point, if I ask you, or you ask you, or somebody else asks you what you want, and then you start saying, well, I want, and then 2 seconds later you go, but, I want this, but, I want this, but, I want, you are blocking you. You are putting limitations on you. And this is something that we talked about in the Sunday Circle last week when it comes to your internal blocks, your external blocks, and number three, your internal perception of external blocks. You thinking it's the outside stuff that's blocking you when really there's some stuff going on with you that you're not even acknowledging. Your quote-unquote perceived limitations are currently conflicting with your desires. When we did the mid-year reset a couple of weeks ago, and if you missed that, you need to go back and just like drink it like water, like from a well. I just consume it. One of the things that we talked about first was your belief system. And one of my favorite quotes is, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So if you find that right now you have a mountain that might seem unsurmountable, or if you're in a place where it just seems like nothing is changing but the day, you have to find a way, and hopefully I can help you do this, to see that some of this is internally perceiving limitations that are conflicting with your desires. Because either your desires are not your true desires and you won't even let yourself dream the true thing, because you're like, well, this is what I want, because based on these things, this is what I think realistically I can get. That's not your true desire. If you're going, well, I want this and I want this, do you really want that? Or is it that you're saying you want those things because you feel like that's all that you deserve, or that that's all that you can expect? The block of wanting everything, but honestly either expecting nothing or very little. few minutes ago, I said to you, number one, nothing changes if nothing changes. And I want to add on to that, number two, no one is going to save you but you. My mother used to say to me, God gives you no more than you can bear. So there was no excuse or reason for me to complain about not being able to manage or to take what was currently happening to me, because she would always remind me, dig deep. He knows you got this. You may not know you got this, but he knows you got this. No one is going to save you but you. In order for you to do that, here's the plan. We're going to go through the logistics of this plan today when I talk about your offers and your content and your messages, okay? The logistics of the plan is we need to transition you from paralyzed to powered up. I remember talking to a client, and she says, you know what, LaShonda, sometimes it takes me a while to process things because there's this thing and 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 this thing, and I just get paralyzed by all the possibilities. Do you feel like that? You feel you're paralyzed by the possibilities. You're paralyzed by your present circumstances, and you just cannot move. Something is paralyzing you. You're paralyzed because of perceived imperfections. You go, but this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me. I want to move forward, but I really can't because this is wrong with me, this is wrong with me, this is wrong. We need to move you from paralyzed to powered up. Powered up. That means that you've got to get excited about your possibilities. That means we've got to shift your perspective. That means we have to work on your ultimate process to getting from point A to your desired Z, and the progress in between, right? The B, the C, the D, the E, the things that you're going to do, we got to work on those things to get you from paralyzed to powered up. So when we get into your offers, the messages you put out, and the content that you could create, I want you to think about the following shifts that need to happen. Number one, you have to dream bigger. It cannot simply be that you desire only what you think you should desire because of fill in the blank, because of certain circumstances, because no, you have to dream bigger. You have to go from wanting everything but expecting nothing to wanting everything and expecting everything. Because I need you to understand energetically, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Even when we tell ourselves we want to be super successful and have a lot of money and the freedom and the autonomy to do all the things that we want, if subconsciously you don't fundamentally believe that, nothing changes if nothing changes. So if we need to make a change and we need to see a shift in order for you to enter your new winning season, you have to dream bigger. Number one, you have to ask for more, aka ask for what you really want. Not what you think you deserve. Ask for what you really want. And you have to make a commitment. So one of the things that I committed to was the Sunday Circle. It's funny because some of you have heard me do the Sunday Circle here, sitting on my porch. You can hear the birds and all the things. do my Sunday circle sitting on my purple couch in my office, do my Sunday circle driving from North Carolina to South Carolina or back home, do my Sunday circle 4 o'clock in the morning in Jamaica. Whether I'm out of the States, in the States, en route, driving home, I've committed to showing up for you. I'll always say where 2 or 3 are gathered in His name. I've committed to the things, the some things that are everything to me, that create a space and opportunity to live in my purpose, to create abundance, financial stability, growth, and recognition for me and for people in my community who want to be seen, who want to be heard, who want to work on their abundance and live in their purpose. I've committed myself every day for well over 30 plus weeks to the Sunday Circle. So I need you to think about for yourself, number one, if you are ready, and number two, how are you going to dream bigger, ask for more, and commit yourself to those things moving forward. Now, in order to help you do those things, I actually have one thing in mind. That is the heart of the Sunday Circle. I want to say maybe September, November, at the end of last year, I said, listen, I want you to strip away at all the complexities of the things that you could potentially do and commit yourself to this 3-point plan. One plan. Focus on making an offer, sharing a message, and creating at least one piece of content. Can we commit to that? Can you commit to that? Making an offer where in any given week you're either in production mode and you're actually producing the offer, or you're in promotion mode and you are proactively sharing that offer with people, number one. Number two, messages. You can't just be in a mode where you're producing products all the time. You have to put yourself out there. You have to put your stuff out there. You have to create messages for your audience, and you have to create content so people can see what you're doing and they can understand who you are and what you believe. Your offers, your messages, and your content. So you go, LaShonda, this is huge. I want that. I want the shift. I want more results. I want to dream big. I want to really get what I want. This is where it starts. So every week when we talk about offers, messages, and content, I roll things back a bit and just kind of give you a high-level view of what I've been doing this past week. And this past week, I've been talking about $7 solutions, which are essentially low price point digital products that I use as entry point offers. Now, I've been saying, which is kind of like the catchphrase for $7 solutions, get them in the door and coming back for more. $7 solutions are multifaceted for me, right? Number one, at $7, it is a minimal risk It's not like overly expensive. So it's something that can appeal even to somebody who doesn't know you like that, because it's not a huge investment, number one. But number two, I always tell you, it's way easier to sell to somebody who's already bought from you. So starting from that $7 solution, you have an opportunity to cultivate a relationship with a new customer, or to entice a previous customer to come back for more. Now, if you don't have a list or a customer base, a $7 offer can help you with that, because it's slightly different from just simply creating free stuff, right? There are some entrepreneurs who have come to me and they came and said, listen, my struggle is that I'm not making any money. And when we look at it, one of the deeper struggles is they ABG versus ABC. ABG for me stands for always be giving versus always be closing. So they find themselves in freebie loops where they create one freebie and then another freebie and then another freebie, and they're always giving stuff away for free. They're always starting over, and not realizing that they're not monetizing enough, and monetizing in a way that creates a value ladder experience. What's a value ladder? Well, people start at a low value product, and as they go up in tiers, working with you over time, the value they get increases, as well as the price point of what they get increases. Now, I'm going to do a quick power pause. I need to check something real quick. I'll be right back. But we're going to continue talking about offers, because I really want you to think about where you are. Let me know, though, before we get to moving forward with your offers, when you think about moving into your next winning season, what are some things that you desire when it comes to the offers you want to create, the messages you want to produce, and the content you want to put out there? Okay, so reflect on that. Feel free to let me know what you think about that. I'm going to do a quick power pause and come back in just a second. Okay. So as you reflect on your desires, right, and the shifts that you want to make, let's get into, again, the specifics of your offers, your messages, and your content, okay? So literally this week, I've been all abuzz around what I call $7 solutions, right? And like I mentioned before, one sec. Had a little sneeze in me. Bless me. These are a couple of things. These are digital products, yes, but number one, passive, and number two, solution driven. Okay, so let me give you an example of a non-passive, active digital product and a digital product that is not solution-driven, okay, just to kind of make it make sense. Number one is, let's say you are an author and you love to write, and you write fiction novels, right? Or you create skits and you turn them into videos. While fiction ebooks or skit streamed videos are digital products, like doing a streaming video or a downloadable ebook, they're not solution driven. And we're focused on things that are going to help people solve problems, number one. Number two is passive. Passive is it's hands off. You put it out there, people buy, they get the thing. It's the beginning, right? The Sunday Circle is not a passive digital product. It's a digital product in that you sign up to my program and you get access to a variety of virtual experiences that I do each week, like the Sunday Circle, but it's not passive. It's active. I have to show up. If I don't show up, there's no virtual session, right? A passive product is the recording. If I give you the recording, you get it, you watch it, I have to do nothing at that point, right? So when it comes to $7 solutions, as I've been talking about it and teaching around it this past week, it's about not just creating digital products, because you can create a lot of different types of digital products, but focusing on the ones that are, number one, passive. Once you produce it and you put it out, it can work for you without you having to constantly work on it or in it, number one. And number two, it can work for those you're trying to attract, in that it is a solution-driven product. It's going to help them solve a very clear, specific problem. And for me, ultimately, you want to think about, when it comes to your LPP $7 solutions, the benefits, okay? So when I think about the benefits, I'm hitting all the wrong keys right here. When I think about the benefits of these $7 solutions, I'm going to call it SDS. SDS benefits for $7 solutions. Number one is the fact that it is an entry point offer. So even if somebody doesn't know you, it gives them a starting point opportunity to get to know you, right? They always say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So you want to make sure that even though they are low priced, they are high value. So you really, start off on a really good foot and give them something that is quality. You want to make sure that you are focused on very, very specific solutions that you can offer to help them. Ultimately, this is an opportunity for you to grow your customer base, your list, and your profit. Because unlike a freebie lead magnet, you're actually going to generate revenue. And even at $7, you are able to generate 4, 5, and 6 figures, which is something that I talk about and I've been teaching all this week. You can strategically use a $7 entry point offer, and not just by getting a bunch of $7 offers. It's not simply, well, let me get, 1,000 people to pay $7 to get $7,000. You don't have to do it that way. But there are ways to start with a $7 offer, introduce other price points, and generate your 4, 5, or 6 figures as you desire, right? There has to be a methodology to it, right? And one of the things that I've been talking about is crafting your $7 solution either as you create a stand-alone offer versus a value ladder funnel. So what does that mean? You're trying to get specific. You're trying to get intentional. You don't want to be all over the place. Start with a $7 solution. The goal of the $7 solution is to, like I said before, get them in the door and coming back for more. So you want to think about your primary offers that you want to sell, and the $7 solution should be a springboard, an introduction to your primary core offers, right? That makes sense for my clients and mentees who are at a state where they're trying to build their customer base and they have things that they have put together and they're trying to sell those things. So the $7 solution should be a precursor to the main thing that you're trying to sell. Okay? But then there are people who are in the community and they don't have anything yet. They don't have any offers yet. They don't have a customer base yet. And for those of you who are in that position, then your offer is the $7 offer. You're going to start off with something that is low budget, that doesn't require a lot of skill, that allows you to grow and build your customer base. And when you're ready to attach other products to that $7 solution, great. So you can use this again as an opportunity to just create a $7 solution or multiple $7 solutions and just sell them as they are, or attach them to your core offerings if you have bigger offers that you want to promote. Which brings me to your LPP, upsell, or order bump. What does that mean? I've been teaching $7 solutions this past week. We've been doing the Setup for Sales Challenge, right? I'm doing the Digital Dollars 90-day program, and we've been talking about how to intentionally create a $7 product over the course of 7 days, right? If you want to not just sell that $7 thing, but in the moment also increase your profit per sale, you may recommend another product to that person in that moment. So let me give you an example of that. So I've been working on several $7 products this week. One of them is WBT7, which is a $7 WBT workbook template, right? And so someone can come in and they can purchase that workbook template for $7. But guess what? There is also a $40 bundle that's got ebook templates, journal templates, planner templates. It's a whole lot more in the bundle. So someone can go to that page and either just sign up for the $7 solution, or they can also sign up for the $40 bundle. Now, while I was building this as part of this training this week, I went live. I did a live stream, and one of the ladies on the live, Katoya, said, "Oh, LaShonda, I missed your training on ConvertKit and putting together order bump upsells. Can you show us how to do that?" So I went back into that product and added on another product for $50. So guess what? On that one product page, number one, somebody could buy the $7 template and walk away. But somebody else could come to the page and go, "Ooh, I want the planner template too, and there's trainings and other templates. Oh, I need all of that." Boom, bam, boom. Now they've paid $47 versus the $7. And then somebody else could come on and say, "Wait a minute, you have a whole training on how to get better with sales and it's just $50? Oh, for real, I need all of this. I want your sales training. I want all your templates." Now it's a $97 product. So the first thing that I said to you is you could just simply sell your individual $7 offers as standalone offers. But number two, what you could do is attach other offers onto that entry point $7 offer. You've got their attention, show them the best that you've got, and see if they are willing to pay more to get more. So in that instance, as I've seen countless times when I do these upsell order bumps, some people will just take the $7 offer. Some people will pay $7 plus the $40 for $47. Some people will attach everything and pay the $97, right? So you have an opportunity to meet people where they are. Some people are only getting what they need based on budget. Other people are getting everything they want based on desire. It really is a mixed bag, but what it does is allows you to open yourself up to more than just a $7 sale. Literally, you can get, depending upon how much you charge for your upsell offers, on these pages, you can get anywhere between $7 to $147, depending upon how many upsells or how you price just one upsell to that sales page. And so if you're participating in the Setup for Sales 7-day challenge that we're doing right now, I walk you through the whole process from inception of your $7 solution to actively promoting it. We go through the whole thing, right? But if you're looking to make a change, you're looking to create passive income, you're looking to break all the blocks that are disconnecting you from what you want and what you perceive you are able to acquire, things have to become real for you. Real, R-E-A-L, right? When people say, you got to see it to believe it, right? What I like about the $7 solution is that you can simultaneously start making money now when you start selling these $7 plus items, start growing your list, start growing your customer base, and open yourself up to real possibilities. Because sometimes you need to see it to actually believe you can hit 6 figures, 4 figures, 5 figures, right? Multiple 5 figures. So when I talk about GRO, which is my Sister Sense acronym, I talk about how to get rich online, not just monetarily, but how to live a rich lifestyle where you have the freedom and flexibility to do what you want to do. To do that, you have to generate revenue online, real revenue, even if it's just $1. Once you can make $1, you can make $1 million, just keeping it real. And in order for you to generate real revenue online, you have to focus on your goals, routines, and offers. That's my GRO concept, right? And so if you're like, man, there's just so many things I need to do, I'm overwhelmed, I'm spinning my wheels, we're trying to strip away at all the fat to create a space for you to work on getting to your desires. You want growth, you want abundance, you want to be in your purpose, you want financial stability, you want impact and income, you want people to buy your CO, your core offers. The main stuff that makes up the bulk of your money/business. Like I said, some people come to me and they are new. They have nothing. So starting from scratch, building their initial digital products, a $7 solution can be a part of that. But if you're not new and there are things that you right now intend to generate consistent revenue from, you can use something like the $7 solution system to get the ball rolling, get them in the door. And outside of the core offer or offers that you sell, right, then you have premium offers. These are your high-ticket products and services. So I tell people, listen, Miss Mary Mac trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. I learned a long time ago that while I love to sell digital products, it takes a whole lot of dollars to get to thousands of dollars. So I don't simply expect to sell 1,000 of a $7 offer like that, or to sell 1,000 $1 offers like that. It's great to want to go viral, but that doesn't work for most people. So I've created a space where I sell a combination of LPPs and HPPs, right? So I have high price point premium offers, right? Products that are $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000. And so while I'm converting premium clients, I'm also converting clients at the LPP entry point level, and the combination of the two is what creates sustainable revenue for me. Are you getting them in the door, number one? And number two, are you creating a combination of core offers that are like the main offers you provide in your business versus premium offers that appeal to premium, high-paying clients? This is the heart of what I do. Independent of paid ads or speaking gigs or sponsors and influencers, independent of all of those things, This is the thing that works for me. So I've been breaking down the $7 solutions concept and how it's the beginning of something even bigger. And I really like the idea of talking to you about what realistically you need to do to enter your winning season by talking about $7 solutions, because it's about, to me, honestly, the possibilities are endless. Like, there's so many things that you can produce, big and small, and then attach it to something like this to grow, to get people connected, to get them excited, all the things, right? So your offers, number one. Number two and number three, it's the messages and the content for me, right? So number one, I'm just going to remove all of these real quick. Messages. One of the things that I've been talking about this week is needs versus desires. If you want to create a compelling, I can never spell it, so I'm just going to let spell check spell it. A compelling, irresistible offer. It needs to be clear what needs versus desires you are meeting. Okay? For me, when it comes to a lot of the people in my circle, a lot of the ladies in my circle are looking for plans. Plans when it comes to creating digital products. Plans when it comes to passive income. Plans when it comes to making progress. Plans when it comes to keeping it simple. And so this week, the core message was, let's do the setup for sales 7-day challenge, right? So that we can work on creating a solid $7 solution, right? Inception to promotion. So for those ladies in my circle who liked the idea because they need and or want to create digital products, work on their passive income in a simplified way, they've been in the challenge. So you need to think about, on a week-by-week basis, who are you trying to talk to? I'm not always trying to talk to everybody. I identify who I'm trying to talk to based on the offer that I've created. That for me is CAC marketing. Free content that revolves around your paid content. And I consider my messages to be content. When I put messages out and I reach out to people, that's a form of content. And it's never a what should I talk about today. It's always what aspect of my offer should I talk about today. When I talk about messages that make you money, 9 times out of 10, it's because my messages are connected to something that I have monetized. So when you look at whatever it is you're trying to sell, what are the needs and the desires of specific people who could be ideally the best customers and clients to purchase that offer from you. And how are you going to be able to express that to them in a way that makes sense? There's different ways you can do that. Number one, when it comes to messages, I shared the plan. So, message topics. So I've sent out a variety of messages over the week. Some of the messages have been breakdowns. So this is what setup for sales is. This is what creating a $7 solution is, right? Some of the messages have been activities, like literally, when I say, hey, join us inside the Sunday Circle at 6 a.m. Let's do this, right? The Sunday Circle, it's an event working on creating a digital product for the week. Join us in the challenge. That's an activity, right? Limited time offers. So Digital Dollars, the program, it has evolved not only in content but price. So Digital Dollars started off as a 30-day challenge. It's now a 90-day program, so I'm expanding it to do it for an extra 2 months, number one. And number two, outside of it being a 90-day program, the rate obviously has changed to reflect that. So people had an opportunity to start and be grandfathered in at that initial rate, right? And now it is at a new rate because it's a bigger program and there's more included into it, right? And I was conscious about also letting people know the rate was going up. Opportunities expire. So sign up now if you haven't already signed up now at this rate. And then the final rate after that, it will go away. The whole thing will just be closed, and it will be accessible to people in my membership community, but won't be available for purchase as its own standalone individual offer. Messages that make you money reflect on how you can get clear about what it is you're trying to produce or sell, right? What you're trying to promote. Attach messages around those things. Give people clear breakdowns of what your offer is. Get them excited and engaged by doing different activities and events. And let them know what's now and what's going away. People are going to sit on the fence and go, ooh, this is nice, I'll come back to it later. And they're going to repeat that process for as long as you let them. You want to get them off the shelf, you let them know. It's about to go. It's about to go away, okay? So if it's something that you want today, opportunity is going to go away. The price is going to go up. It's going to go away. It's a limited time offer. And these are just a few things that honestly you learn inside of Digital Dollars, like just every day strategically teaching you different aspects of conversion, marketing, and sales in Digital Dollars as a 30-day challenge as part of the 90-day program. But these are the kind of specific messages that I have been incorporating into conversations all week to help with consistent conversions. So we talked about your offers, number one, your messages, number two. The last thing that we're going to do is the content, right? The content. So this week's guide focus has been my $7 solutions ebook. This week's class focus has been the 7-day setup for sales program. This week, Social in 60 focus has been updates on around what's happening inside the challenge. And then as far as video content, this week has been about live stream in case you missed it sessions. So what does that mean? Just to kind of break it down and put it into perspective. I always encourage you, even if you have a busy schedule, to work on putting out some pieces of content, right? And so for a couple of days, I've been going live, just kind of giving people a taste of what we've been doing in the challenge. I've been popping up daily reminders. This is what's happening. Do you need a $7 solution? This is what we're doing on day 1 versus day 5 versus day 7. Do you want to work on your passive income plan? Creating live stream sessions, webinar classes every day, working on the $7 Solutions ebook. These are parts to the process. And once they're done, they're done. In that I am able to package and repurpose all of those pieces. The $7 ebook, it's, digital passive income, because then it's out, it's available for purchase, and it will be connected to the challenge. The challenge, we literally wrap up today. Today's the last day of the challenge live, but that doesn't mean it's the last day of the challenge, period, because then anyone who after this point wants to consume the challenge can do so at their pace and watch all the trainings that I did over the last 7 days, right? So one of my big messages when it comes to your elephantastic projects and tasks, they're so huge, they're so big, they're so overwhelming, is micro projects. Micro projects, a short ebook, a short 5 or 7 day challenge, right? Short 30 minutes to 1 hour live stream sessions. I love the idea and the message that little by little, a little becomes a lot. And over the course of a few days, being able to create some of these content pieces allows me to create a bigger package that I can repurpose. And I did it in a way that was manageable for me. And that's what I want you to do, because some of this is feeling unmanageable for you because you don't have a process in place or a plan or very, very specific projects to tether yourself to. And ultimately, I want you to be able to spend a few months, which is what Digital Dollars is about, intentionally working on your primary offers and also strategically promoting and selling those offers by every single week, working on the 3 things that we work on in the circle every day, every single week. Your offers, your messages, and your content. Get clear about your structure and just keep chipping away at the bigger projects, doing micro projects and tiny tasks on a week-by-week basis. Which brings me to our finality. This document has definitely grown, so there are lots and lots of pages. But when we wrap up, the goal is always the same. You need to work on your position to profit plan. When you think about all the things that we talked about today, if you plan on working on revenue goals for the next week or the next month, where's the money going to come from? What are you going to sell? And if you plan on selling and working on revenue, what are your revenue goals? How much do you want to sell? Who do you want to sell to? Your revenue number 1, your reach number 2. Who are you trying to reach and how will you reach them? like I said, I've been doing live streams. I've been sending out emails. I've been doing quick little micro posts on social media, letting people know what I'm up to. What are you going to do to reach people, to work on your revenue goals, and to adjust your routines? I don't go live every day, but I found a way this week to strategically integrate, I would say, maybe 3 to 5 lives into my week to be able to share what we were doing as part of the Setup for Sales Challenge, right? So you've got to think about your routines, your deadlines, and what you can do to move the needle. Like, one of the biggest words I've said to you today, if you don't remember all the words, one of those words was commitment. Committing myself to showing up every day for the 7-day challenge. Committing myself to showing up every Sunday for the Sunday Circle. A little by little, a little becomes a lot. Right now, Katoya, one of the lovely ladies in the circle, is doing her 5-day womb magic challenge. And the commitment was, I'm going to start something that I can do with my community, that I can finish and use as a springboard for the other things I want to do in the future. That's what, to me, that's what matters. That's what breaks the disconnect and the block and gets you closer to your desires. When you create these micro projects that you can tether yourself to, that you can do on a week-by-week basis to move the needle and move forward. Which brings me to number 6, your TP3s. You want to combine what I call the TP3 method with the Eisenhower matrix. First, brain dump your desired task, and then just take a good look at it. The things that you see as your to-do list. Identify what you want to do now. Separate those things that you decide to schedule for later. Delegate the things you want other people to do for you. And delete those things that honestly don't matter to you because they're not urgent and they're not important. So we want to expand the possibilities of what you can do, but then we want to narrow that down to what you will actually do as far as your priority tasks. And for me, the clarity comes from getting clear about your offers. Because people come to me and say, oh, I don't know what to sell. Oh, I don't know what to promote. I don't know what to put out. I don't know what to write. I don't know. Like, it's like a big, everything is a big question mark. Get clear about the core offers you want to put out there. Create $7 solutions to match those core offers. What do you market? You market pieces of the core and your $7 solutions. You get clear, you get intentional, you get help, you get results. You get results. Which brings me to the last part of today. Every week we wrap up talking about time. It's time to take action. Number 1, you have to tackle your resistance. For me, that's about having conversations around your challenges, your fears, and your misconceptions. And so we talk about things slightly different every week in the Sunday Circle, but this week was, what are your resistance? What are your challenges? What are your blocks? What are your disconnects when it comes to where you are versus where you want to be as far as your next winning season, right? We took a good piece of time just to talk about that. But it's not just about talking about it, it's about being about it, right? So intentionally going from, here are some things to reflect on, to here's what you're actually going to do. One of the things I said to you was to ASK, get your ask in gear. Ask for more, aka ask for what you really want. Dream bigger, ask for more, and work on believing you deserve it, because we're all works in progress. And it's not like there's like a switch you can turn on and magically have all the self-esteem and all the confidence and all the clarity you want in one fell swoop. But you can get deeper and more and closer to those things by chipping away at those things each week. How you maintain your momentum is just what we do right now. We create a space so that you can get PCS, personal clarity sessions. I like to do them early in the morning, high energy. I love to work on strategic time blocks, whether it be 60 minutes to up to 3 hours. I think we've been together for a little bit under than 90 minutes. And I think it's a great place for us to stop, because then you can do a couple of things. You can sit with self and kind of process and absorb what we've talked about. You can work on your plan for today or your plan for the week, and you can move forward. That's what we do. We come back every week to intentionally move forward. Right? That's what I want for you. I want you to intentionally move forward. So, how are you going to take action? What do you want to accomplish? Where do you find that you have some resistance that you need to tackle? Can you carve out at least 60 minutes to up to 3 hours today or strategically throughout the week to work on your objectives? Because guess what? You cannot be too busy to be in business. That excuse is not going to fly anymore. I always say you can find a way or find an excuse, but you cannot do both. So if you keep telling me or other bodies or you yourself, you're too busy to be in business, that's a problem. We need to get to the heart of what's blocking you, what's stopping you, where do you find that you feel most disconnected when it comes to moving forward, so that you can move forward. Okay? So, as always, I want to thank you for checking in with me as part of This Is Sunday Circle community. Every week we focus on your offers, your messages, and your content with strategy and intention, especially when, for me, it comes to the TP3, identifying your top priority 3 tasks for the new week, the new month, and or the new quarter. Anything else, feel free to check in with me. You can always email sissasense@gmail.com, or when you're on the sissasense.com website, click the gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. All right? Like I said, this is time for you to create a space to get right with your desires and to connect all the dots that were disconnected. This is the space to work on the desires that you have when it comes to your growth, your abundance, your financial stability, your clarity, your confidence, your purpose, your income, your impact, your influence. This is what we do in the community. This is the kind of space I've created for you. So if you're struggling to create that space for yourself to reach your desires, if you intentionally create a space to come back to me, to work with me and the awesome, amazing entrepreneurs in the community, this could be your step towards shift. Having micro projects, having activities, having clarity, having support, having recognition. I see you, we see you, and we want you to get to where you need to be with strategy, clarity, confidence, and intention. So, I, as always, tell you, go forth, create your amazing, and hopefully I will see you right back here real soon with another dose of direction. Afi says, thank you. This was wonderful. Thank you. I see you, Deirdre. Welcome, welcome. It's always a pleasure to have y'all join me in the community. Until next time, take care. Mwah.